Noob Jam. Hello and welcome back to Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. Today we continue on to chapter 12:25 AM. I hope it's another short and sweet one. I like these. It looks like the kidnappers made a big mistake. The girl in the trunks was Detective Jode's daughter, Camilla, not the minister's daughter. When I got back to the Justice Minister's office, things were getting even more out of hand. The devastated man was being grilled by the fiery detective lady. I told Lynn what I had found out about the kidnapping, that it wasn't the Justice Minister's daughter who had been abducted, that the kidnapper had been holed up in Camilla's old house, and that they sensed my presence and were already gone. But Camilla, why did they have Camilla? Her father isn't the stupid old Justice Minister. I think the stupid old part is a little uncalled for. It looked like the kidnappers made a mistake somehow. The poor girl, kidnapped for the ransom of her own father's execution. It's just too much. It's a cruel twist of fate, I agree. And then there are those other twists too. Like the kidnappers winding up and using Camilla's old house as their hideout. There's no way it could be just coincidence. And them sensing my presence. They seem to know about the power of the dead. I just don't understand any of it. I told you before, Detective. I want you to stand back. Who cares about distance at a time like this? Look, Mr. Minister, it wasn't your daughter that was kidnapped. Don't try to pretend you didn't hear what we were saying. How can I believe in you? I am a realist. Please. If you don't believe what we say, see for yourself. Just go home and... I try calling 100 times, my wife won't answer. She won't? It's complicated. Oh, why does life have to be such a complicated thing? But if she doesn't answer, doesn't that mean everything's normal? It doesn't prove it. It kinda does a little bit. And I'm being watched. I can't have the police check for me. Besides, if the execution isn't carried out tonight, the hostage will be killed. What difference does it make that it's not my daughter? He's right. Woo-wee! That's quite a pickle, Mr. Minister. Quite a pickle. I'm supposing, yeah, it's him. Miss me, baby? Inspector Campanella? Have a little report for you, Mr. Minister. Well, damn. The escaped prisoner has been apprehended, though you might like to see him, so here he is. Detective Jode! Detective Jode, I'm so sorry, I tried. I know that you're innocent. I just can't prove it. I'm so sorry. Lynn, please don't apologize to me. And the beautiful love between a teacher and student. It brings a tear to my eye. So many voices. So many voices. Anyway, what am I thinking about? Lynn doesn't really know that Jode is innocent. She just believes it from the bottom of her heart. The execution and the kidnapping are real threats, and time marches on. I'll gather info and see if I can think of something. This all relate back to me somehow. I just know it. Well, let's listen to them. You knew, didn't you, Inspector Cabanella, that the execution was tonight? I don't believe I had any obligation to tell you. And you're fine with this? I mean, you know as well as I do. Detective Jode could never have done such a thing. Ha ha ha! Oh, come on now, baby. I know no such thing. Huh? I know two things to be true, and two things only. One, he was given the death penalty, and two, he tried to escape. What else could I do but haul him in, baby? Fair enough, I guess. If that's the case, why did you bring him here? Whatever do you mean, young lady? He escaped from prison, right? So why didn't you just take him back to the prison? I think you only brought him here to brag about your accomplishments. Isn't that right, Inspector? For your own selfish reasons? So were all those rumors about you true? That the only thing you care about is a spotless record? Is that more important to you than saving a friend? Everybody has certain principle they can't go back on, including me. You'll understand that someday, baby. Oh. That's enough, Lynn. Oh, it was him. Oh. But Detective Jodes? I'm a death row inmate who escaped from prison. This is how it should be. But... Oh, I can talk to him? My poor Amelie, is she alright? Actually, the girl who was kidnapped is named Camilla. Why is a dream talking to me in my head again? Wait a minute, Amelie? Could that be the Amelie next door? Yes, I think so. Wow, I didn't know the Justice Minister lives next door. No, not me, my wife. It's, complicated. Yeah, I bet it would be pretty hard to admit she left him. The minister's wife ran away on him? Maybe they grew apart. What with him being so busy? Yeah, I bet you're right. Please stop gossiping about me inside my own head. Oh, cool. According to what I heard, Amelie was supposed to go to some sort of lesson tonight. Those horrible kidnappers, they were lying in wait for her. But Amelie didn't go out after all. She couldn't. She had a fever. Huh? And so the kidnapper grabbed Camilla by mistake instead? Apparently, Amelie and Camilla are about the same age. The kidnapper must have gotten the two of them mixed up. It's my fault. If I hadn't asked Camilla to do that errand for me, this never would have happened. Alright, enough of the self-pity here. Alright, you ask her to bring the music box. Camilla. Hello. So, Mr. Ghost, we meet again. I heard something happened. Something about a kidnapping? Some kidnapper are saying they abducted the Justice Minister's daughter. That's terrible. What's their demand? The carrying out of your execution tonight. Ha ha ha! I had no idea I was so hated. But the minister doesn't have to worry. I die and it's all over. Very simple. It's not that simple. Why not? Because it isn't really the minister's daughter who got kidnapped. It's Camilla. What? Camilla? I checked it out for myself. I'm positive. No! It can't be! And by the way, Camilla told me something interesting. She said the one who killed her mother 5 years ago was Camilla herself. What? What are you talking about? Don't listen to him! I'm the one who shot her. I'm the one who shot Elma. And when I'm executed tonight, that will be the end of it. Camilla won't have to suffer anymore after tonight. Yeah, you know, they're losing her mother and then her father. I'm sure she's gonna do fantastic. For a capable detective, you say something incredibly misguided. You say some incredibly misguided things. You dying isn't going to end that girl's suffering. It's just bringing her a new suffering. The only person's pain this execution is going to ease is yours. Is it true what Camilla said? Why don't you tell us what you know? The murder 5 years ago. To be honest, I still don't understand what happened that day. It was my wife's, Alma's, birthday. We came home from work and she went in first. Bang! Mom! What was that noise? I looked for the shooter, but there was nobody to be found. There was nobody there beside Alma and Camilla, just the two of them. So the lady's mother died right in front of her. Oh my, that's so horrible. Camilla told me about it. She was crying. She said the contraption she made did something it wasn't supposed to. Made an impossible move. An impossible move? Power of the dead. It's been 5 years since then. I stopped thinking about it. I shot Alma. There's no other explanation. That's what I've convinced everyone of, even me. But tonight, you showed up and gave me an explanation I never would have thought of before. The power of the dead, right? That day, in that room, power that I didn't understand work. And if that's the case, it clears up all the mysteries. Maybe not all. There are a couple of other people who knows about those powers. Is somebody there? Can you hear me? I can sense your presence, you know. That she can. The kidnapper who abducted Camilla knew about those powers. This is no ordinary kidnapping. It looks like my wife's case isn't coming to an end after all. I'm the only one who thought it was. Detective Jode. There's still time before dawn, a little anyway. How about you see this case through to the end before you die? Camilla was a quiet little girl, but she was good with her hands. She was a little genius at making elaborate toys and contraptions. But there were two very strange points about that contraption. The first was, of course, the firing of that gun. Right, that was an antique gun, I'd had on display for years, so it wasn't part of the little lady's original design. Of course it wasn't. It was supposed to be a surprise for her mother's birthday. And the other strange point was the movement of that Cupid. Cupid? It was supposed to shoot its arrow without turning around. Somebody made a change to the contraption design and then manipulated it. I don't know what to say. I didn't have time to think things through then. All I knew was I had to protect Camilla. I made a small adjustment to the scene and turned myself in. Adjustment to the scene? What kind of adjustment? The gun, of course. The gun, eh? Come to think of it. There was no gun there, just a picture hanging on the wall. Of course not, because I secretly switched the gun out that frame with the picture. Alright. I didn't believe what she told me about her contraption, but one thing was for certain. That gun was still smoking. So that gun really did shoot Alma. I hid the gun before I went to the police. You hid it? I put it in a wooden box and gave it to a certain detective. What? You mean? And that detective still thinks it's a music box. So that's what was in the box, huh? I got a different murder weapon ready to give to the police, my own pistol. And I did a few other things to make it look good. I won't go into the detail. When I was all done, I turned myself in. Alright, well, that's about enough. Detective Jode, is what you told us just now true? Yes, of course. In that case, there's still time. Still time? Time to solve this case that started 5 years ago. You didn't do it, Detective Jode. And of course, little Camilla didn't do it either. So the true perpetrator is still out there, and I'm going to prove it. For Camilla's sake. Alright. That sounds wonderful. Thank you, Detective Jodes. Lynn, where is that music box now? In Temsic Park. Camilla left it there. That gun is important evidence. You'd better go pick it up. Yes, sir. I'll go right now. Sissel, take care of Detective Jodes. And do something about the kidnapping, so we can get the ministers out on our side. And yet again, I say, easy enough for you to say. What's going on? Deal me the deal, Mr. Death Row inmate. A little change in plan. My daughter has been kidnapped. I can't just go off to die without doing something. But you're in our custody, don't forget. Back at the prison, everybody's waiting for you with a special seat just for you, baby. Then I guess we better prove my innocence on the double. On the double, is it? You sound so determined, my old friend. I want to save Camilla, in more ways than one. And that's all there is to it. I see, my old friend, in more ways than one. What says you, Mr. Minister? May we have your decision? Should the execution be carried out tonight as planned? Or should we hold off and wait for this important evidence to come in? The order still stands. Bring the prisoner back immediately and resume its enforcement. As you wish, Your Excellency. Please don't bow down to me. And especially not that low. In that case, can I have one of your boys arrange a prison van to pick him up? Would you be so kind? Yes, sir! Got a chair on him. The van should take about 10 minutes, I'm guessing. Your escape tonight was brilliant. Will you show me another miracle in these last few minutes of yours, Mr. Death Row inmate? Well, I'm on it, I guess. I'm glad to see Detective Joe all fired up now. But I feel like I'm under the gun here. Even if Lynn does come true with the proof of Jode's innocence, it will be meaningless if Jode or Camilla dies. I've gotta do something about that kidnapping somehow. Maybe I should ask for some advice from the capable detective here. I think that I have to go to the phone to his wife's house to talk with his daughter. Give him the opportunity to have a talk. I think that's what I have to do, but let's see. Most likely the minister won't stop the execution. Not as long as there's any small chance his daughter is the one who was kidnapped. But she isn't the one, I'm sure of it. Well, it would be great if we could prove that to the minister. Prove it? How? I doubt his wife is ever gonna answer that phone if we call from here. If we call from here, right, but a telephone works in both directions. What are you saying? What I'm saying is only family member can solve a family problem. Hey, Mr. Ghost. Yes? I have to admit, I don't like depending on others. But you're the only one who can change this situation. Gee, detective. For the past 5 years, Camilla is the only thing that kept me going. I can't go meekly to the chair now. I hate to ask this, but would you mind saving me? I'll try. The key to getting the Justice Minister to stop the execution is his wife and daughter. But is there a way? Perhaps there is. I don't want to talk. Oh, I'll talk to him then. Excuse me, Mr. Minister. I can't hear you. La la la. I'm sure you heard everything we've been saying. Are you telling me you don't believe any of it? Let me speak plainly. I don't trust you. But there's somebody else whom I trust even less. Oh yeah? Who's that? Me! I can't explain your existence, it's not normal, but I am pretty abnormal myself. So maybe you're a figment of my imagination, a delusion. Would you listen to a delusion? To be honest, I have no idea what you're talking about. I got the bit about you not trusting me though. Good! Alright. I'm out of here, everyone. Good luck. Well, hanging around here won't change anything. I've got 10 minutes before the prison van shows up. If I could just do something about the kidnapping in those 10 minutes, I guess the telephone line is my only hope. I'm on it. I think I know what to do. I have to go here. I think. And then I have to let the daughter phone home, I think. Just as I thought. This little girl is safe in her bed. Well, cough, cough. Murder, execution, jailbreak, betrayal, and now kidnapping. The last link in the long chain of a sad fate lit a fire in Jode's heart, and the chance to turn it all around is right here in this room. I'm getting a strange premonition. Everything that happened so far tonight has related back to me in some way, and I bet this mistaken reddened abduction does too. I had to reread the mistaken Riddle abduction. I was like, this makes no sense, but yes it does. Alright. And the end of another chapter. Short and sweet, just the way I love it. Yeah, I'll save. And also I'm gonna call it quits right here. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you could help me out by pressing all of the good buttons under this video, that would be greatly appreciated. And with all of that said, I bid you a glorious day, and I do hope to see you in the next episode of Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. Bye bye.